I'm David Hunter. I'm the CEO of Ta8me, and what we are is we're a UK-based taxi company, and we've been for the last 18 months, 2 years, building a network of taxi companies by purchasing them, with the common goal really of building a network that can compete with some of these apps in our marketplace, such as Uber, Bolt, etc. So about 3 years ago, I felt that we needed to build a national brand. Although, these small businesses, these private hire companies, taxi companies, are very able to offer the same technology and customer experience in terms of the app, what we lacked was a national brand. So yes, your local taxi company is known by local people in the area, but for those commuters or people visiting the town, they instantly reach for one of those large American branded apps such as Uber. So what we felt was that each one of these taxi companies is profitable, and we know that Uber hasn't really made much money. But what we lacked was that national sort of cachet, the brand awareness that Uber have. So it was about working with the taxi companies, building a network. And obviously where we met you guys was we could fund some of those deals ourselves, but obviously with the amount of capital we needed to make the purchases, then we needed your expertise and help with access to the market. So that's where you came in.
Yep. So I guess if we could reframe, before working with Opulentia, I know you were the owner at ADT, actually. Could you give me a bit of a before and after, maybe working with Opulentia and our team on that front?
Yeah, so I initially 20 odd years ago started a taxi company in Leicester, which is the middle of England, called ADT. We had a lot of organic growth, built it up to 600 cars, being the leading taxi company in that city. But obviously, when we wanted to expand and outwards with the vision of creating a national brand, which is Ta8me, we needed, obviously, you guys and the help, the expertise that you offer to make that dream a reality. Mm-hmm. So, we could knock on doors of taxi companies, and which we did a lot of during COVID, during lockdown months. But obviously we didn't have all the funds in place to make those purchases. So actually we worked with you guys. You did all the DD, the background checks, the legals. You held our hand, and some of those deals happened that wouldn't have happened without your help. Yeah. And expertise. And from a personal point of view, it felt like an extension of the office. You guys weren't some faceless organisation which we had to fill in lots of forms. You held our hands. We got that personal relationship. You came on Zooms with us to talk to the seller, and offered impartial advice. It was a very worthwhile exercise, and obviously has meant that we've able to do sort of 16 deals in the last 18 months, and I know we've got 7 or 8 deals in the pipeline.
Yep. I think we like to say that we really focus on the people when we work with businesses. We also try and be very collaborative on our process behind doing the deal, and really not waste any time, and always try and incentivize deals going forward. Is that something that you would say you've experienced on your end, or?
Oh yeah. I think it's a very personal experience, and especially for the seller, because the seller, it's not just about the monetary gain during their exit plan, but it's about everything else. A lot of people want to protect their legacies or protect members of staff, and so each deal has to be a win-win for both the seller and the buyer. And where there's a willing seller, there's a willing buyer, obviously. But it's those going the extra mile and understanding those elements that have made these deals possible. Anyone can sort of go, well, there's X amount of money, we're going to take your business, but we're going to rip it to pieces, and we're going to put a 23-year-old graduate in charge, and you get rid of all the experience. Because obviously in taxi business, there are no real assets. It's very much a people business, and you guys understood that. So it was about investing and continuing to invest in the staff as well in those businesses,
yep.
which you totally got, and were able to use that in when you were looking at forecasts for future growth.
Great. Thanks a lot for that, David, for the kind words. If you could recommend us over to other potential sellers, is that something that you would potentially recommend us on? If we were to buy and they were a bit worried about the legacy, what's going to happen to the business after we acquire it, is that something that you would try and release the concerns from based on what you've seen out of our
yeah. Most definitely. I mean, I think that's the thing I'm most proud of, is a lot of the owners that had the exit plan, or have actually ended up working with us, because yes, they sold the company, but we gave them the opportunity to stay with us and to incentivize them, maybe with some bonus shares or whatever. But we've retained that experience, and yeah, out of the 16 companies, 90% of the owners have. We didn't force their hand, but they chose to stay on, because all of a sudden they suddenly found they're a part of this network, and they didn't have to get bogged down with running a small business anymore, because we're now a larger concern. And so we've utilized their expertise, made them concentrate on driver relationships and customer relationships, and kind of made them the ambassadors of their businesses. But meanwhile, with their help and approval, we've enhanced their businesses by bringing in new technology and linking them to other taxi companies and sharing resources. So we've upscaled their businesses without actually destroying what made those businesses successful in the first place.